literally just like having a beer at the bar. And this guy's like, hey man, you sign something for me? I was like, yeah, you know, like not paying attention. And then just like prosthetic leg. I'm holding a prosthetic leg. And then I'm like, you're missing a leg. So let me just get that there for you.
Right back. And then the fire alarm goes off. I'm still at the point where I'm like shocked to be in a hotel.
I think when I get in, I definitely, you know, just look at those minibar items like I was like.
And then you look at the menu?
I was like, no, I usually get in, I'm like, man, those $25 peanuts.
Looking pretty good.
Ooh.
No, I did last night. I stood in front of the window naked. like, I'm like on the 18th floor of that hotel. I'm just like staying there like.
I am the king of Melbourne.
I felt like a high-powered escort, like waiting for the rich person that just hired me to get out of the bathroom, and I'm naked staring out over the city. Do you want to come to my room later? It gets weird in there.
Which is something else I want to talk to you about. How
Bears.
When did you realize that you were like a bit of a bear celebrity?
Every time we play these shows and like there's like a bear dude there, it's awesome because it's just like I've now found like there's a person who finds me attractive. You and me are fat dudes that grew up fat dudes, and you don't really get a lot of lust thrown your way as a fat dude.
Yeah.
And I don't want to assume, like, I don't want to put anything on you, but like for me, it's like
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's the most flattering thing in the world when you get that.
No, I think it was like, you know, I was maybe surprised when I first found out, and I was like, oh my god. And
someone finds me sexy.
Someone sent me some links to like, here's you on this like bear blog.
Yeah.
And here's this a write up about your show, which has nothing to do with the music, about you on the show, and I was like, I will take it.
My favorite.
I will take it.
My like funny one was Coachella. I'm passing the microphone and then I feel something. I'm like, what the hell's sucking on my nipple? And I look down. There's this little dude there with a big white beard waving up at me, and I'm like, yo, what up, dude? High five, suck away. And speaking of that, one time we got this. You know, you get your press sheet from the label, and it's like, here are the interviews. I saw like this thing like press requests, and one was like, Pizzine, does Damian have a problem with doing interviews with gay magazines? So I read back, I'm like, I have no problem with doing any interviews with gay magazines.
Yeah, of course not,
Yeah, like just don't be ridiculous. So the interviews happen, and so like people are coming in, and you know, I do one with like someone from GQ magazine, Italy, right? And then the guy comes in from Pizzine, and the guy comes in and he's like, hey, it's great to meet you. And we do the interview, and it's a fine interview. He takes some shots of me. He's like, can you take your shirt off for these? I'm like, absolutely, like posing. And then the next dude comes in who's from Vice, Italy, and he's like, I can't believe you did an interview with them. That's really, wow, shocking. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? No big deal. He's like, well, I know, you know, kind of deviant. I'm like, it's not, what,
where am I?
I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind? It's in Italy, right? And I'm like talking to someone from Vice, and he's like, I get on my high horse, like, listen, I don't think gay sex is deviant at all. He's like, no, this is not just a gay magazine, it's piss zine. It's for men that like to pee on other men.
Like, oh, piss.
Like, oh, pizzine. I'm like, no, it's ZZ. He's like, yeah, but it's pronounced S. And I'm like, oh, pissing. Not that I would refuse to do it otherwise. Did you ever do that? Do you ever read your own reviews? Do you ever like?
I try not to, but it's hard to escape it.
It's hard to escape.
Someone like, I mean, with things like Twitter and stuff and like Instagram, some girl tagged me in a thing that was reviewing the show yesterday, like, oh, awkward show at Dirty Black Lungs. And I was like, couldn't you just waited to write about it? Like, are you, number one, are you mental? Like, you don't.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah, you don't have to like it. Like, you really don't. Like, music is so subjective, and you don't have to like it. But like, don't just throw it. Don't throw it at me. Do you ever watch the like YouTube like reviews?
Oh.
Like some kid with his webcam, and you're just like, this guy's mental.
The one we played a show when we played Coachella, I pulled a blade job. Like, and I bled blood everywhere, all over. And then the next day, someone sent me a link to this, like, it was like the world's largest urban music gossip site. It was like, white people do the dumbest shit.
Oh, man.
It's like, this band from Canada called Fucked Up played yesterday. Speechless. Check out these photos. Disgusting. And it's just me, blood everywhere. Like, at one point, I powerbombed a kid, and I had so much blood on my head.
You were wrestling that
Yeah,
time.
like it looked like he had been castrated. There's blood all over his crotch. Like it's just blood in the people's faces in the crowd. Like, whew, it was horrific. And the comments were like, if Jay-Z and Nas did this, we would tear their ass up. fuck this white motherfucker. He probably has AIDS. Blah, blah, blah. And I love that. I wish I knew that website still.
But I'm getting a lot of people just like, they're like, you get that stupid American syrup eating. A lot of people say syrup guzzling. I don't even know what that is.
You know why? They're jealous because they haven't tried maple syrup. That's just awesome.
But
do you actually warm up?
I'm gonna say I don't warm up, and as you can hear, my voice is shot.
I've destroyed my vocal cords from like years of this, and I never lose my voice anymore.
I think the nice thing with me is I got some breathing room for. I sound like grizzly to begin with.
Yeah.
And so it's like if it goes,
want the gruff
it
voice.
just I get more towards Leatherface. There's something to be said about like stressing.
Stress.
Stressing.
I think
like
that's what.
you go on tour with some bands and they're like, oh, I haven't had a good show yet on this tour. And you're like, well, just have one. Tonight, man.
Yeah. The grossest one I heard though, when Butler was saying that Tom Waits learned this trick from an opera singer. He drank like some canned fish oil, just crack it open and like sardine oil.
See, like I would be willing to get on board with the Tom Waits one.
That's what you do?
I know. I'm saying that like if there's one I'm gonna try.
That's the one.
That's
what he does.
The Tom Waits Black Magic one.
There you go, buddy. Tom Waits.
Just guzzling it right tomorrow. Cod liver oil.
I like those when you see death metal bands and they were drinking milk before they cut the vocal in the studio because they wanted to have the worst vocal possible.
You're just eating a wheel of cheese. Those Burzum records sound frightening because of brie.
Yeah.
I'm going to invite you down to the room. I'm going to be doing the Silence of the Lambs thing.
Whoa.
Next level it.
I've done that a lot. I've mangined it a lot.